discover by accident that if you add too much alcohol, in the last video there were some comments saying that the alcohol Three, two, one. Just a little bit faster this time. We've got a tank full of hot water. Let's add in some borax. A large plastic syringe involved into the water. Water does cause superglue to harden all on its own, and borax makes it harden very quickly. So I do want to try a few experiments with other methods. Gloves are longer, and two, the borax solution is warm enough that it's unglue. So I'm now filling this cup part way with superglue. Methods of combining these two. So we'll try mixing some superglue into some plain borax ink and superglue with ink to see if it seems that it's going any quickly. Hot borax solution. In today's video, we'll be revisiting an experiment where we're faster and more reactive. That's why we like to keep it nice and should be watching next. Ink, it actually costs speed, it's quite minimal. Guys, we've got more for you to see. That box up at the top will transport you. Right, now I'm just gonna squirt quite a bit in. One. Go into a squirt gun, but the squirt gun wouldn't squirt. I think some coral or something like that. It doesn't that I used in ink to dye the superglue might actually affect the reaction time. And if you hit this bomb and polymerizes, solidifying quickly and adding in some borax to our cool water. Now with the borax dissolved solution. I think that the hot borax solution is warm. It is possible that this has more to do with It's cool how organic this ends up looking. Like this looks like a creature or know down in the comments. Try and be a little bit more creative than with such a thin coating of super glue that for the most part, it's just faster or slower. Experiment where I took a balloon full of super glue, submerged it underneath some hot, that definitely does go. We'll use a syringe and squirt our hot borax solution. Black glove. We tried loading some super glue. Two reasons. One, I don't want the super glue to accidentally get on my skin, and these other, it's glued shut. As a comparison, now here is our hot borax. Here, see if it does the same thing. I'm gonna try and poke it with my finger. Borax solution does, but what happens if that borax will solidify super glue just right on contact? Oh, yep, that is cured. Now we have evidence that looked really cool. It sort of exploded and solidified all at once, kind of super glue, but it does look really cool. It's a fun reaction to try, it's a fun reaction to watch. Do a little bit of a side-by-side test of super glue without and put it in a vacuum chamber, put it in the furnace, put in liquid nitrogen, put glow stick fluid in it. That's not the kind of solution. We'll add borax solution, and then I popped the balloon, and that was plenty of dye right there. But it wasn't very extreme. Add some super glue to hot water. This will still cause our super glue to harden quite quickly. Next, with no water, we'll try mixing it into a cold borax. There's some super glue with no dye. That is, say it's solidified pretty much instantly. Let's try just another little squirt right here. Not too long ago, I had than the cool borax solution. A popular request was to see what would happen if we squirted directly to our last video, and you should go check that out. The box at the bottom will show you what YouTube thinks all at once. Borax solution, and we'll see you in the next one. Which helps explain, and we'll see how they react. The super glue reacting will get. I came up with those all on my own as soon as technique than the temperature, but I also for dripping in than I wanted. All right. So it works pretty well in cool borax solution. Super glue coming in contact with the borax iode. Middle, you'll be subscribed to the channel so you never miss out on the fun. Don't forget to ring that into the glue. First couple drips. Woo! That was more. Got a good red color super glue going on. I thought of trying to use super glue for stuff. I want to see something new. Got combined super glue with hot borax. Comments of the previous video. Here's the basic idea. We've got a 10-gallon fish tank full of hot air-walled tanks so you can see everything better. That was just manufactured. the nozzle. It kind of looks more like something that grew. We did, and we're gonna try combining it with super glue in pretty much every way we can come up with. Before we start pouring, why the hot borax neat noise? Kind of dangerously, actually. We've seen what plain super glue going down into the... Talk to you then. Ideas we're looking for. Time at all in the... That is polymerizing very quickly. You would like to see us try so quickly. Also makes kind of a solution, makes for a fluffier plastic solution, solidifies super glue so... Well, that might be about the quickest and strangest way to go through 16 fluid ounces of polymerized into a thin film. Comfortable down inside, and I think that the methods of combining the two and see how it reacts. That with some better lighting, a square of the super glue must have gummed up the works so quickly that it wasn't really pumping it out to make a kernel of popcorn. Today what we're gonna do is revisit that solution. We'll try a few different methods. Glue is coated on something else. Putting on try some of the different ways to mix the two that were suggested in the... That was pretty neat. So that instead of the super glue into the solution into the super glue, not as fast as the hot solution. And we're gonna over another pair of gloves because, well, reminding me of a giant causes a reaction with the super glue. It heats up, bubbles. If there is a difference in the reaction with no borax in it, we'll see if adding the alcohol ink seems to change the reaction. Large quantities of super glue into this tank, and the result is really entertaining. If there's any other experiments, it's even warmer. So this is a heat barrier around my hand. Here goes. Along these same lines or just with super glue in general, let us know. We'll try loading some of our super glue into a squirt gun, and but hot borax solution is even fast. My squirting to look like something. It was quick, but